The 10 secret objects a new pope receives upon being elected. Number 10. The Fisherman's Ring, annulus piscatoris. Among the most symbolic and mystically charged objects a new pope receives upon assuming the pontificate is the famous Fisherman's Ring, also known as the annulus piscatoris. More than a liturgical jewel or a piece of protocol, this ring represents the apostolic continuity of Peter, the first pope in history. Its name comes from the original office of the apostle, to whom Christ called while casting nets in the Sea of Galilee. Since the 13th century, this ring has accompanied every pontiff as a symbol of absolute spiritual authority and humble service to the people of God. Traditionally made of solid gold, it is engraved with the image of St. Peter fishing from a boat, along with the official name of the Pope in Latin. What many people don't realize is that the Fisherman's Ring is not a decorative piece. For centuries, it was used as an official seal to authenticate papal documents. Each ring is unique and dies with the pontiff to whom it belonged. When a pope dies, the ring is ceremonially destroyed with a silver hammer in the presence of the College of Cardinals, to prevent papal bull forgery and to symbolize the completion of his mission. The new piece is kept hidden during the conclave and is only revealed to the Pope-elect after his formal acceptance. Placing it on the ring during the inaugural ceremony of the pontificate seals his irreversible entry into service on the throne of Peter. Although its functional use has been reduced in the digital age, its symbolic weight remains intact. It is the visible mark of a divine election, the alliance between heaven and earth in the form of gold, history, and apostolic succession. Number 9. The key to the Vatican's secret archives. Hidden behind doors guarded for centuries of silence, there is a key that is neither gold nor silver, but whose value surpasses any material treasure, the key to the Vatican's secret archives. This piece, given only to the new pope upon his election, represents absolute access to the heart of the Church's institutional memory. Made of a special alloy that combines discretion, resistance, and symbolism, it opens not just one door, but many. It leads to inner passages, sealed vaults, and documentary chambers inaccessible even to most cardinals. This object, which never appears in official photographs or is mentioned in public protocols, is part of the Vatican's most secretive succession ritual. The Vatican's secret archives, now officially known as the Vatican Apostolic Archives, contain centuries of correspondence, bulls, treaties, inquisitorial trials, letters from emperors, records of councils, and documents that have never seen the light of day. Some sections of the archive are open to researchers under strict supervision, but there are restricted areas to which access is reserved for the pontiff. The physical key, along with its corresponding code, is presented privately to the new pope, along with a brief confidential meeting with the prefect of the archives. There, he is informed about the documents that have been considered classified by his predecessors. It is not just a key, it is a responsibility, a symbol of the weight of secrets the papacy carries, and of the history that only a few are destined to fully know. Number 8. The Sistine Chapel Mantle, secret palio of transition. When the door of the Sistine Chapel closes and the election has been consummated, before the new pope pronounces his name and appears before the world on the balcony of St. Peter's, there is an intimate moment, filled with silence and profundity, in which an object not publicly displayed is placed upon him, the Sistine Chapel Mantle, also called the secret palio of transition. This mantle, made of ancient fabric and symbolic embroidery, is not part of the official liturgical vestment, nor is it kept in visible display cases. It is jealously guarded in a hidden compartment within the papal sacristy of the Sistine Chapel and is briefly placed on the shoulders of the new pontiff as part of a centuries-old rite intended to remind him, in the most absolute intimacy, of the spiritual burden he has just assumed. The secret palio is not seen in photographs or as part of any televised ceremony. It is reserved for a moment known only to the few clerics directly involved in the preparation of the newly elected pope. Its edges bear small red threads, a sign of the potential martyrdom that comes with being a universal pastor, and inside it contains a small cross made of ancient bone, attributed according to tradition to relics of St. Peter. The new pope wears it for a few minutes while praying in solitude before changing into the official vestments. Then, The mantle is removed with the same discretion with which it was imposed, and returns to its box, where it awaits the next successor. This silent gesture, invisible to the world, is considered by some to be the true moment of papal transfiguration, when the man becomes father of the entire church. Number 7. The Diary of Deceased Popes. There is an object that does not appear in official records or form part of the public ceremony, but which is handed over to the new pontiff in a private session within the apostolic palace. It is the enigmatic diary of deceased popes. It is not a single volume, but a compilation of secret manuscripts written over the centuries by certain popes, who left behind private confessions, warnings, thoughts, and decisions that could not be revealed during their lifetimes. This diary is kept under lock and key by the Camerlengo and can only be read by the newly elected pope. Its existence has been denied and affirmed alike, and only those elected as Supreme Pontiffs have had the opportunity to confirm its authenticity and content. It is said that not all popes have contributed, but those who have left words that still resonate. The pages that compose it do not follow a chronological or thematic order. Some contain personal theological reflections, others recount episodes of deep inner conflict, difficult decisions, and even encounters the world will never know about. There are also warnings about matters not yet revealed to the public, or comments on documents that were deliberately hidden. The new pope, before issuing his first Urbi et Orbi blessing, can spend hours, even days, reading these texts, which reveal to him the true weight of the papacy beyond the vestments and rituals. No copies or notes are allowed. After the reading, the diary is returned to its dark wooden chests, sealed, and kept under close guard until the next election. It is the only moment when a pope literally hears the silent voice of those who came before him and carries their shadows, secrets, and unspoken prayers. Number 6. The Staff of Silence, Baculus Silentiae. Among the most enigmatic objects the new pope receives is one that does not appear in any liturgical inventory, nor is it displayed during public ceremonies, the Staff of Silence, or Baculus Silentiae. This ceremonial piece of uncertain origin has been preserved in the Vatican's inner vaults since ancient times. According to tradition, its origin dates back to the early centuries of Christianity, when the bishops of Rome had to exercise their authority in the shadows during times of persecution. It is a short staff carved from black wood, with Latin inscriptions that can only be read by holding it up under a specific light. Its symbolism is not associated with power, but with the duty of prudence. It represents the Pope's ability to remain silent when the world demands stridency, and to remain silent in the face of secrets that must never be revealed. The presentation of the Staff of Silence takes place privately, in an internal ceremony between the new pontiff and the master of the Vatican chamber. During it, he is reminded that his new mission is not only to speak with authority, but also to know when not to speak. The staff remains hidden in the papal chamber and is rarely removed from there. It is not used publicly or in liturgical acts, but its presence is constant in moments of deliberation, retreat, or sensitive decision-making. Some claim that it was held by previous popes in times of extreme crisis, world wars, or undisclosed apparitions. Others link it to moments of papal confession before the Blessed Sacrament. Whatever its true use, its message is clear. Silence is not the absence of voice, but an act of spiritual power. The Pope not only speaks for God sometimes, he must remain silent for him. Number 5. The Silver Rose, Rosa Argentea Papalis. Among the most delicate and symbolically charged pieces, presented privately to the new pontiff, is the silver rose, known in Latin as the Rosa Argentea Papalis. Unlike the golden rose, a visible and diplomatic decoration awarded to temples or dignitaries, the silver rose never leaves the Vatican. It is an exclusive object, reserved only for the successor of Peter, and presented during an interior rite that takes place away from cameras and public eyes. This rose is not composed of natural petals or common metals. It is handcrafted by a silent artisan within the papal workshop, using an alloy of pure silver, blessed wax, and consecrated incense powder. Its stem encloses a tiny capsule filled with earth from the tomb of St. Peter, which represents the root of the papal ministry. The gesture of receiving this rose does not imply celebration, but contemplation. It is placed on the Pope's personal desk, in his first days of spiritual isolation after his election. It is not touched, not raised, or displayed. It is there to remind him that, even though the crowds acclaim him, the fragrance of his pontificate must emanate from sacrifice and silent prayer. The leaves are engraved with an ancient inscription that reads, "Blossoms in the desert, withers in vanity." Each pope interprets this symbol in his own way. Some place it in their private chambers, others keep it in their secret library. But all understand that it is not an ornament. It is a spiritual warning wrapped in beauty. The silver rose does not wither, it does not lose its color or fragrance, but it demands constant inner vigilance from the pontiff. In it, the visible splendor and the hidden fragility of papal power intersect. Number 4. The white vestment in 3 different sizes. The papal robe. Few garments in human history carry the symbolic weight of the white vestment that the new pope receives minutes after being elected. This liturgical vestment is popularly known as the papal cassock, or the white vestment. But its preparation and arrangement in the Vatican embodies a rigorous and solemn tradition. What many don't know is that this garment isn't just one, but exists in 3 different sizes, carefully prepared in advance by the Sartoria Pontificia, the workshop that makes the pontiff's liturgical vestments. The sizes, small, medium, and large, are ready inside a room adjacent to the Sistine chapel, known as the Room of Tears, so named because it is the place where the new pope, alone for the first time, assimilates the weight of the Petrine ministry. There, far from the cameras and the hustle and bustle of the election, the new pontiff is stripped of his cardinal's robes to literally clothe himself in another life. Each of the 3 robes has been crafted from white linen and wool, with delicate hand-stitching, mother-of-pearl buttons, and a cut that reflects centuries of tradition. The color white, adopted since the pontificate of Pius V, 16th century, represents purity, total dedication to Christ, and renunciation of self. In the silence of the Hall of Tears, the new pope chooses the robe that best fits his body, assisted by the papal master of ceremonies and a small group of sworn-in attendants. It is at this moment that many popes have wept for the first time, understanding that this garment is not just clothing. It is the beginning of a spiritual metamorphosis, the instant in which they cease to be a man among cardinals to become the Bishop of Rome and successor to St. Peter. Number 3. The map of the hidden rooms of the Vatican. Among the most secretive and carefully protected objects the new pope receives, one stands out whose existence has rarely been confirmed outside of certain inner circles: the map of the hidden rooms of the Vatican. This is not a common architectural plan, nor a tourist sketch. This map, delivered under strict conditions of confidentiality, contains the exact layout of passages, chambers, and underground levels that do not appear in public records or official archives. Designed in a foldable format, with no annotations visible to the naked eye, it requires an infrared lamp and a cryptographic key to be fully read. Each pope receives a personalized version of the map, with specific annotations and coded routes corresponding to their level of spiritual and administrative access. These hidden rooms are not mere architectural relics of the past. Some house sealed vaults containing documents forbidden even to cardinals. Others contain retreat chambers that have been used by pontiffs during spiritual crises or major decisions. According to the oral tradition of certain prelates, the map also indicates escape routes, spaces for deep prayer, and a mysterious room known as the Chamber of the Three Echoes, where some pontiffs claim to have received supernatural intuitions before issuing decisive decrees. Its use is personal and non-transferable. The map never leaves the papal precincts and is protected by multiple levels of digital and physical security. Its very existence has been officially denied on several occasions. But those who have occupied the throne of Peter know that, within the ancient walls of the Vatican, there are still paths that only a true shepherd has the right to walk, and to keep silent. Number 2. The sealed Gospel of the Oath. One of the most solemn and spiritually imposing objects received by the new pope, in a private ceremony not part of official protocol, is the sealed Gospel of the Oath. This book is not an ordinary Bible or a liturgical edition. It is an ancient volume, bound in blood-red leather and reinforced with antique silver fittings. It may only be opened by the Pope-elect, and only during an intimate moment before his appearance on the balcony of St. Peter's. It contains the 4 canonical Gospels in Old Latin, arranged without chapter or verse numbering. to be read as a continuous proclamation of the Word. Inside are 2 additional handwritten pages, containing the papal oath in its most ancient form, with phrases that invoke not only divine obedience, but also the custody of mysteries that must be kept until death. The Pope places his right hand on this gospel, in the presence only of the Cardinal Camerlengo and the Master of Ceremonies, and quietly pronounces the formula of the papal oath, which is neither recorded nor repeated in public. This act is not intended to be witnessed by anyone else. The gospel is then sealed with a personalized wax seal and kept under secret custody, sometimes in the papal library, sometimes in the apostolic vault. Its contents remain inviolable throughout the pontificate, and only the Pope himself can request its reopening in the event of retirement, resignation, or an act of extreme conscience. For many, this object is not a symbol but a sacred pact, an alliance sealed between the word of Christ and the heart of the successor of Peter. By sealing it, the new pontiff understands that his words will no longer be his own, but a reflection of the gospel he has just sworn to guard, even with his silence. Number 1. The Papal Code, Secret Liber Pontificalis. The most secret, enigmatic, and powerful object that the new pontiff receives after being elected is not made of gold, nor is it displayed in glass cases. It is the Papal Code, also known as the Secret Liber Pontificalis. This work, handwritten and updated with each pontificate since ancient times, should not be confused with the public Liber Pontificalis, the compendium of papal biographies known to historians. The secret volume is unique, kept in a velvet-lined black wooden chest with coated locks and guarded by the apostolic archivist. It can only be read by one person in the world, the reigning pope. The day after his election, in the stillness of the morning, the new pope is led to a shielded room where this book is presented to him. There, without witnesses or cameras, the reading of an invisible legacy begins. Its pages contain not only reflections and warnings written by predecessors, but also internal codes, sealed decisions, doctrinal keys not revealed to the public, and guidelines on ecclesiastical situations requiring total discretion. It is believed that this book contains indications regarding as yet undisclosed prophecies, the handling of silent heresies, and courses of action in the event of schisms or global spiritual threats. Each pope can add a page to the end, leaving instructions, messages, or testimonies for the next pope to read when his turn comes. This book cannot be copied or removed from its enclosure. If a pope dies without leaving a contribution, the book passes to the next without addition. Thus, over the centuries, a chain of secret wisdom is formed, unknown to the visible church. The Secret Liber Pontificalis is not history. It is the living conscience of the throne of Peter, written by those who have carried it with fear and trembling before God.
Thank you for watching our video. Subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Give it a like, comment your thoughts, and share this video with your friends and family.